Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Uh, I hope that you're safe and able to keep others safe. That's what's the most important, of course. Um, Among all the other things that have been happening recently, I got an email from a professor that I had reached out to uh, regarding sort of what's happening, and I was asked by this professor what I thought was different this time because I said this feels different this time. Um, I've been trying to write that down for a while, and I can't quite get to it, even after listening to other people say the same kind of thing I'm saying. Like, yeah, there's something about this is different. So I figured I would do what I do best and just ramble and see if we can get an answer out of me. Um, what we typically see in things like this is a whole bunch of white solidarity. I'm going to talk about it, like white people, but we don't see white people questioning whiteness overtly. We don't see conversations in the mainstream seriously about systemic racism and ways to undo it. We don't see, um, instead of these radical ideas being forwarded and then immediately being crushed, which is happening at Fox News, of course, we see them being reconsidered, reframed, strengthened, sharpened. We do have examples of this in previous movements. Like, absolutely, we do. But to this extent and this level, I can't say that um, I can't say that it's more than a feeling. So that you know what I mean. Like I can't say concretely, based on these numbers, that this is the reason why I feel. I can only say it seems evident somehow. Like when Japan and Germany are in the streets, when everybody is in the streets, and when you start to see radical changes, like the dispensing of Confederate symbols and things like that. Now I know that the dispensing with of getting rid of them, and I know that that's largely symbolic. Like letting go of symbols does not mean, does not equate to letting go of power in any way. But it does mean that there is some sway, some influence that the top is feeling, and by the top I mean white folk in control. So this tree is being shaken from the bottom. And while we've done that before, like I can't this sounds so ridiculous, but I think everybody that's been involved in a movement that's really believed in it has had to take that leap of faith that they are part of the group that's going to do the thing that they set out to do. I think that's part of what fuels everyone in the movement. And I don't think is at first I thought maybe it was ego, but it's not gonna I know it's not gonna be me, but us, we could definitely do. And I have that feeling and must have that belief, or I just let status quo me into an early grave or a quiet one. Neither of which I'm interested in, nor would fit me. I couldn't do that. Um, I see white people who don't like me unblocking me and standing with me. I see white people who I know are racist listening to my words or reading my words and then supporting me on Patreon. Like, I see white people with money using that money to help me, including many people in my town, which is full of racists. Like, I mean, you can ask them. So, does that necessarily signal a sea change or a seasonal change, as I've said in some other videos? No, not by itself. I think some of the things I'm reading, like many others, and I'm sure you are subtextual, and I have yet to figure out how to articulate what specifically about this is different. Maybe there's someone else out there, just not maybe, but certainly there's someone out there smarter than me that can do it. But there is something different happening now. Whether or not that equates to lasting change, I think that's yet to be seen. I don't think I'm that optimistic. Um, that isn't to say that I don't believe in the mission, like I do. I have more than hope, though. So I think optimism relies largely on expectation. Yeah, you expect that this is going to turn out right. And my optimism lies in my hard work and the hard work of others. So rather than wishing this to pass, I'm trying to make it come to pass. Like many other people I see, um, I know that racism is the biggest thing we've never beaten. So to say that we're going to be the ones to take it down is not just gutsy, it's almost, well, frankly, stupid. And I think it's going to take that level of audacity to conquer something that audacious. Uh, yeah, I think that's it. So I think that's what's different this time. I hope that is a coherent answer. I can, I'm so tired I can't even say. But thank you for listening to the professor that this is specifically directed to. I would love to hear your feedback via email. Um, Despite the corona, maybe we could meet up over Skype or something and chat about it further. I would love to. Everyone else, thank you for listening while I tried to work this whole thing out, kind of freestyle, half awake. Um, and thank you for everybody who's been supporting my work and who continues to support my work. That's that. I'm going to go take a rest and eat some breakfast. Take care.